Hello, hello. 1, 2.
Oh,
shit.
Hello.
Hey. We've had a few technical difficulties, haven't we? Again.
Yeah, you can say that again. Jesus Christ. Don't make it easy for you. It's a live stream, do they?
Hiya. Nice
Hello.
one for tuning in. If you've tuned in.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
You can relax now. The audio might not be great. You have to go down to a one microphone setup, so hopefully you can hear us all right.
I hope everyone's had a fantastic week.
Yeah.
And we've got a fair bit to talk about. So I know we were late, but let's crack on.
Yeah.
Because
Apart from all that has been quite a good Friday, hasn't it? We've got Wolf Alice tickets this morning.
yeah, Inhaler tickets.
Inhaler. And the Kendal Calling lineup was announced, doesn't it? So,
Yes.
yeah, we'll be reacting to the lineup a bit later. But yeah, we'll go through a few albums and singles from today. There wasn't loads going on. But yeah, Lana Del Rey actually got number 1.
Oh, did she? Ace, that's so cool.
Yeah. So that's good news. That was our more favourite one from last week, wasn't it? It was actually impressive, wasn't it? I only just remembered she was up against Justin Bieber there. So
Yeah. I mean, as we discussed last week, his album was crap.
yeah, it was. Yeah.
So, the best album won, really, didn't it?
Yeah.
Doesn't matter who you are. If you just I just feel like the Bieber album was just proper like phoned in. If you know what I mean. And yeah, best person won there.
Yeah, definitely.
Probably best person bought it, but the cynical side of me.
Lana. See, I'll turn my little light on. I always forget this one. It's better, isn't it?
Yes, we're rocking and rolling now. Now we've got a backlight.
Yeah, looks much better. Okay, so Ben Howard, we'll start with collections from the Whiteout.
I'm gonna be honest. I only got through about half of it.
Yeah, same here. Yeah.
And not through like want of trying, to be honest, because I thought it was all right. You had given me your take on it earlier in the day, and I kind of went into it with that mind frame, and actually I started enjoying it. It's just mega.
Yeah, it is. It's too long, isn't it?
It's just massive.
Yeah, I know.
And genuinely, all I could think of while I was listening to it was kind of like, I should be in like a nice chair, with a bottle of red wine, and that's how I'm going to enjoy that.
Yeah.
I genuinely thought actually it'd be perfect if you had like a little Bluetooth speaker, you were camping, bottle of red wine, little fat campfire. Like it had like really like earthy kind of tones to it. But I think one of the main things that I enjoyed about it was like the sounds were really interesting. Used a lot of interesting sonic kind of stuff, but then also I kind of enjoyed that some of the songs were just a bit mad.
Yeah.
Some of them were just like gonna do the same verse over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, and then it's just gonna kind of end. I think if there's one thing you can say about it, like none of the songs really went anywhere.
Yeah.
they were all very one-dimensional, but I think that was on purpose.
Yeah.
You know, it was kind of what did I write down? I wrote down like, you remember there was like art pop thing. I feel like this is art folk. It's really experimental, but it was so incredibly folk, but like super experimental folk, if you know what I mean.
That's the word I was going to use, experimental. To be fair, I think you're right. It's you've got to be in the right setting to enjoy the album, and I was in quite a good mood this morning, quite an upbeat, positive mood, and it's sort of and I was working from home. It was just totally the wrong setting for me.
Yeah,
like,
definitely.
I needed to probably listen to it a bit later on in the evening or something when
I feel like it is a nighttime. It's a sun going down record, isn't it?
I said to you, I felt like I've been listening to it for 30 hours and there's still like 10,000 songs left on it.
Do you know, like, as I say, I think I'm gonna spend a little bit more time with this one. I do, because
it's definitely one that's probably going to grow on you rather than first listen.
I'm maybe not even grow, but like I feel like it's an experience maybe rather than a record. It's like, I think, you know, I don't know how. First, one thing I was thinking was like, I don't know how a lot of this is going to translate live.
Yeah,
I just don't, because it's like one song to the next was so catastrophically different.
Yeah,
some of them were like super small, acoustic-y folk ditties, and then the next thing it's going into like a super electronic experimental thing. And I think unless you've got quite a hefty track arrangement going on, this is going to be difficult to pull off live. And then I just thought maybe live would just ruin it, because it'd just be him and his guitar. Do you know what I mean? Like that whole singer-songwriter thing, just playing like super experimental, like where it's like relying like heavily on the lyrics and like the sonics and everything like that. Was he's just gonna go, "Hi, I'm Ben Howard," and turn up with an acoustic guitar and play these songs? I was like, oh, it kind of ruined it for me a little bit just thinking of that, if you know what I mean. Just because I feel like if you're gonna play this album, you're gonna have to play it properly.
Yeah, he's always been quite a sort of experimental artist, hasn't he? And quite Marmite, I think. Not in the sense that you particularly maybe dislike him, but you just don't get him. I think I'm in the camp that I don't really get him.
I had a friend in school that was obsessed with him.
I think people are either obsessed or they don't get.
And like, you know that thing where you'd go round to your mate's house, showing our age here. You'd go to your mate's house who had a really good internet connection. You'd sit on MySpace all night and just go through like bands, and then you go into their top 8 and find a new band and go in their top 8, or you go like YouTube. Oh, have you seen this? And it'd just be like constant like sharing of music. And I'd go, have you seen this? And play one band. And then he'd go, yeah, have you seen this? And play Ben Howard. And I'd go, yeah, but have you seen this? And I'd play something else. And he'd go, yeah, but Ben Howard. And it was always like, he was just obsessed. So I do think he's got that kind of following that are just really, like, it's a cult following, isn't it? I think.
Yeah. By the way, we're on, we're trying a new thing tonight. We're streaming across all platforms, aren't we? Apart from Instagram. We're on Facebook, we're on Twitch, we're on YouTube.
Yeah, we're gonna be on telly soon. We're just gonna stream onto a telly and say that we've been on telly. No, it's exciting because technology is allowing us to. I mean, technology bit us in the arse big time tonight. But I mean, in the grand scheme of things, this is mental, isn't it? This is nuts, and it's great. But like, you know. It's something that we want to do a lot more regularly, isn't it? And maybe do some like reaction videos on Twitch where we can get away with listening to stuff with people, and maybe just try and like do more of this kind of thing.
DJ sets maybe on Twitch.
Yeah. Get the old Emil Heskey out.
But we released a new episode as well, didn't we, on Monday? With Natalie McCool. He's a singer-songwriter from Liverpool. Really great. She's got an album coming out this year, and we did an interview with her a couple of weeks ago now, didn't we?
Yeah, and like she's just someone who's just worked and is now such a brilliant songwriter. I mean, she's been a brilliant songwriter for ages, but like I just feel like these new tracks are like a step up, and sonically, songwriting, and it's all just working out, and all the visuals seem to be coming out and being really like matching everything. I think like she's getting everything right, you know, and it's a really exciting time for Natalie, and it was great little chat that we had with her, and if you know, by all means, if you're on YouTube right now watching us, and click around and save it for later or whatever it's called, add it to your watch later list, because it was a really good time, and she's a lovely girl, isn't she?
And if you don't want to watch mine and Paul's ugly mugs, then you can just go audio only on Spotify, iTunes, podcasts, all that sort of stuff, if you don't want to watch us as well. But
get it where you get it. I mean, we're trying to just be like on everything at the moment, aren't we? If we're on everything, you can't miss us.
It's exciting though. It's a good idea, I think, to just be live on everything at the same time. Why not?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and we're just getting really into like filming and stuff at the moment, aren't we? I bought a drone.
Oh, I can't wait to get my hands on that.
I got ripped by Emma big time, you know, before when I told her. I got ripped big time, and she was right. But you know, she asked me if I was having a midlife crisis. No, I'm just really into filming at the moment, and like photography, drone photography. I think is really cool because it's just it's a perspective that you don't really get to see, isn't it?
And if you're watching us on Facebook or Twitch, probably no one on Twitch, but please, like, if you can, subscribe to our YouTube channel, because it does help.
It's annoying, isn't it? It's like, if we get 100 subscribers, we can change the URL and we'll stop waffling on about it, because just be like, that's all we want to do is just go like, right, we can just be YouTube / the album review show. That's all we want. So like, if you're sat next to someone right now, just grab their phone and just hit, like, you've got fingers.
You can turn notifications off as well. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't mean you're going to be bombarded with stuff.
Well, but I said this on Instagram last night as well, though. YouTube is the only place where there isn't like a negative algorithm running. So like, if you subscribe, if you want to see what we're doing, then YouTube's the place to go, because Facebook and Instagram and Twitter, all of them have algorithms running so that, because everyone scrolls so quickly past stuff, it cherry picks the stuff that it thinks you're gonna like, whereas YouTube just lets you see, like, if we post something, you'll see it. So like that's a positive, I think, about being on. Like, YouTube's the best one.
It is.
It is the best one. The others are just trying to sell you stuff. I mean, don't get me wrong, everyone on YouTube's trying to sell you stuff, but like, YouTube's the best one, isn't it?
And that's the one we want to sort of operate mostly on when we get the numbers and stuff. But yeah, back to the albums.
Evanescence. No, we're not talking about Evanescence. There's literally no point. I haven't listened to it, and I know what it sounds like.
It's the album that no one asked for, isn't it? So we'll move on to probably another album that no one really asked for, but Death from Above 1979, a bit more interesting, is For Lovers.
I really like this one. Do you know what? These are a band that I really like, and I've followed them for a while. And when they brought out, is it One Versus One or One Is One, which was a single off this album, it's just like everything that they do is dead cool, I think. And like, don't be wrong, I don't listen to rock music that much anymore, because I just think that a lot of rock music is so boring. Like, rock music hasn't evolved whatsoever in the past 15 years. And I feel like the only evolution that rock and metal has done is tuned down an extra octave, found a way to go a little bit lower on the guitar, like bore off. Do you know what I mean? And nothing's progressed, whereas I feel like these have gone, how do we go a little bit further? How do we push it? It's a little bit artier, isn't it? I think. And they're just cool, I think, and it's kind of like if Queens of the Stone Age and I don't even know. Do you remember Battles?
I know the name.
Battles? I think they were like a French band or something. But it's kind of like Queens of the Stone Age mixed with battles, and then like they have a kid that is royal blood, but well cooler than like royal blood's the ugly sibling of these. These are like the good one, and then royal blood's the one that. I just think these are like they try a bit harder.
Yeah, it was cool. I did enjoy it. Obviously, I listened to it after Ben Howard, which I wasn't a massive fan of on first listen. And yeah, this was more the upbeat sort of vibe that I was wanting at that time in the morning.
It's got energy, hasn't it? Like, it's got like an energy that like really dissipates throughout the record, and there's some really cool. As I say, there's just like they think about what they're trying to do with the music, and I feel like it's a bit more of an expression, and some of them are like dead short, just like mad energetic songs, and then others are a little bit more thought about, and like they weave in and out, and you kind of like there's so many like polyrhythms on the record. I thought, I mean, it's first song you've got like the riff is just the drum beat's playing like 4/4, and the riff's playing like 3/4 and or 5/4 or something. I couldn't really work it out. It was just like, and then the vocals on top, and there's just so many interesting things that's happening around you. I really enjoyed it.
I thought it was quite Muse as well.
Yeah, it's got all of them kind of like lo-fi rock things, but I feel like they kind of pushed the boundary and they were quite brave about it, which obviously I'm gonna enjoy. I really like his voice. I think his voice comes across really, really well. It just distorts so like some voices react really, really well to distortion. Yeah. And I think his voice is one of them voices. And that whole lo-fi aspect to the whole record just marries up really well, I think. So yeah, I'm into it. I'm enjoying it.
Seeing if we can get a chat on. I did have a little chat window on there before, but yeah. I don't know.
Sacking it up. We'll do it next week. Honestly, like 1 week, this is going to be really good, you know. Like,
we'll
1 week, it'll be worth tuning in, and it'll be good. But you're right, we're learning. Yeah. And it's just been a mental week. Yeah. And, today was we've used all of the equipment before, and then today was the day that it just decided not to work. Yeah. For zero reasons. Nothing's changed, and it just didn't work. But back to the music, I would say. Yeah. Some of the singles that we've had today have been I think the singles won today.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
The singles and the single releases definitely won. Actually, I was listening to what were they called? The Drums released the B-sides EP. Yeah. Which was kind of cool. There was a few remixes on there and a few songs I've never listened to. But I just thought it got me listening to their first record again. Yeah. Which is such an indie banger.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
It's got so many great tracks on that record that you don't even realise, I think. Yeah. One of them where I reckon if they played a festival and you just went along, you'd be singing to most of the record without realising that you knew everything, if you know what I mean.
So we'll start with blocks. Everything I've ever learned.
Brilliant. It's so good. Yeah. I really enjoyed this one. We like blocks, don't we? Yeah. We really like blocks.
Really good poppy, indie type. Yeah, just easy listening band, really, aren't they?
Yeah, but I like, again, they stand for something.
Yeah, they've got a bit of edge, haven't they?
They've got edge, and they've got like personality, and it's like lottery winners as well. I feel like they're in like a very similar bracket. That. Yeah, they are easy listening sometimes, and they're like, but it's not a bad thing at all, and like they stand for something, and they are something, and they're like, they know who they are, and I really like that about them. Yeah. But this song is great. This song is really, really good. If you haven't listened to it yet, we're gonna like make a playlist.
Yeah, why not? Yeah.
Should we start making a playlist? I've literally just decided that now. But yeah, maybe we should just make a playlist. Have we got chat?
Yeah, we've got chat. No one's chatted, but you know, it's.
What's this on? Is it on?
This is everything. Yeah, it all comes into this.
Oh shit!
Yeah, so you can see amazing. Facebook, YouTube, Twitch.
Have we got any viewers?
It says that we've got 2.
Hi, Mum.
So hello to the 2 viewers. Thank you very much for joining us.
Yeah, if you want to chat to us, chat away because that'd be nice.
Yeah. What's your favourite single from today or album?
What's your name and where'd you come from?
ASL.
Cheeky bit of Habbo Hotel going on there. Remember that?
Yeah. But yeah, Blocks. Yeah, really good band.
Where are they from? Are they from down south somewhere?
Yeah, not London, but it's like blowing around like
Do you know what?
Northampton.
I'm really bad for that. I'm such a bad northerner. I'm like, if it's past Birmingham, it's the south.
Yeah.
Honestly, they could be from anywhere in the country, and because they're not from like past Birmingham, I'm like south.
Yeah, it's difficult to like differentiate, isn't it? Like different accents.
Yeah.
But yeah, great. Really, one of my favourite Block songs for a while. This.
I know it, and we'll get onto it a little bit later. But like the Kendal Calling thing, like. I feel like I want them to be added to so many. Like this is the perfect track, I reckon, to like just kick off a summer like set list in a festival in a field, sun happening. It's just got that vibe to it, hasn't it? Big time. I really enjoyed that. What's next?
Lucy Gaffney, Star Sign Lover.
Yeah, cool.
I don't know if she's from Liverpool, but she's based
from
in Liverpool.
Ireland, I think. I don't know what part of Ireland. I know you can get in trouble for saying that people are from different parts of Ireland that they're from, so I'll spare myself the...
But I think she lives in Liverpool.
She lives in Liverpool, yeah. From her Instagram, I feel like she maybe lives with Tom Southern.
Yeah, they were in a band together, weren't they? Like Mode or something like
were
that.
They?
Ages ago, or Southern they were called, I think.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And now just sort of both solo artists.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's great though. I've followed her for a while.
Yeah.
Her voice is terrific.
I've got a feeling she might have done this with Bill Ryder Jones.
He's definitely in there somewhere, isn't he?
He's definitely. I think he's on the B side to this.
Yeah.
Doing back.
Bill's great.
Yeah. But yeah, really nice tune. Star Sign Lover.
Yeah.
Like, she's just
nice and ethereal sort of stuff in it. Like, it really is just. I feel like it's stuff that anyone can. It's so accessible.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. She's come out with some really good stuff over the past year.
And she's done. She's very good at covers, and I know, I know, maybe it's not the best thing to say about someone who writes their own music, but like, she's done some covers over the past few, like over lockdown and stuff. She's been so good. She puts her own stamp on them.
Yeah.
You know, that like where you think, wow, you could release that and it'd be yours.
Yeah.
I love that. Yeah.
Okay. So Hush Tones are another Liverpool band. I saw them. I think they were on like I want to say like Northwest Tonight or something over lockdown. They were like, when they just feature like how musicians are getting on over lockdown, and they were just random. Don't know how they were chosen for it, but yeah, they were like the band that they interviewed and stuff, and they've been working with Steve Levine, who did like Culture Club. What is it, Culture Club? Yeah.
Steve Levine's the man.
Yeah.
He's so cool, you know.
But yeah, this is a great track. I think this is my favourite from today. It's called Wild.
Yeah, possibly my favourite, and it's do you know what? I took me right back to day festivals in the Barfly in Liverpool in like 2006.
Yeah,
honestly, honestly, like if I'd have just watched, for example, El Sapel, and I was about to watch the 747s and this got played, I'd be in my element. Yeah. Like, it's so good. It's up our street big time, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know,
the harmonies are great. Like, some of the chords in it are brilliant. Like the way it sort of goes in different directions and stuff.
It's got that 747's guitar kind of thing to it, where it's like, if it was a little bit more cheesy, it'd be classic rock. But it's actually really, really cool. Yeah. They've been able, as you say, there's enough changes in it, and enough twists and turns for it to be really, really cool. It's just one of them like classic like driving indie songs that just it ticked a lot of boxes for me. This
I'd imagine these will probably be at Sound City, and I'll be buzzing to see them. If they
definitely.
are.
Me too. maybe a good band to try and get on the pod.
Yeah.
Because I'd be interested. I think they are recording with Steve Levine, aren't they? And it'd be interesting to get like a whole take on that.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Another local artist, actually, there's quite a few that we're championing this week.
What does that even?
Yeah. I've heard of her before, but I've not listened to her. I don't think. Pixie, and she's released an EP today called "Free to Live in Colour."
I didn't listen to this one.
You?
No, I've got to. Yeah. You send me so much on a Friday. Like if I'm in work, it's difficult for me to.
But yeah, she's like a lot more poppy. I think in her bio it said something like the British Britney Spears or something like that.
Sick! Yeah. I'm definitely listening to this after the podcast.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say it's particularly like Britney Spears, but yeah, it's really upbeat poppy type stuff. And there was a song on there that I think she released as a single today, alongside the EP, called "The Mersey Line," which was a highlight for me out of the EP. It's always nice when like something's name checked, like a locality is name checked and stuff, and you can sort of like form that imagery a lot better, can't you? And,
do you know, it's like a Silent Sleep, Steps of the Bombed Church. It's that like thing that you've been there so many times or whatever, and you can just, as you say, you can take yourself there straight away, can't you?
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, that was a good EP. Yeah, you should check it out, definitely.
Yeah. Although we've got 4 on at the moment.
Hello.
Yeah, so if you whatever you're watching on, if you chat in any of the chats on chat,
leave a comment.
It'll come through to us and we can see what you're saying and chat with you. Oh my god. Yeah, how do you say this one?
Beeba doobie, I'm gonna say. She a YouTuber?
I think she is, yeah. I think I saw these on like Vivo Discover.
Yeah.
Maybe a year ago, or
am I thinking of someone else? The one you put as like track of the week once.
I don't know.
Doobie. That's another doobie.
Oh no, you're thinking of Dodie.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
So yeah, these might not be YouTubers, to be
fair. They're very good though.
Yeah.
As I say, I saw them on Vivo Discover.
Oh yeah.
And I love that channel. You know.
It's so good, isn't it? It's been a solid for us for like, I don't know, a decade now.
I think I first listened to Fickle Friends on there.
Kids.
Get Inuit when they were still called Get Inuit.
I remember that Vitamin C one that Clean Cut Kid did. That was that really like exploded.
I mean, as you said, you talk about Dodie. That's where I saw Dodie for the first time, and like, Inhaler. First time I listened to Inhaler was on Vivo Discover. Like, definitely, if you're not subscribed to Vivo Discover, get on it because it's well good. And there's been a lot of like stuff that I'm not into, but the gems that come through it are really, really good. But as I say, Beeba Doobie. Is it Beeba Doobie?
Yeah.
It's so silly, isn't it?
It's like I did a live stream on Twitch last night about like predictions for Kendal Calling lineup, and they're not actually on this new lineup. I think we're on it on the old one from last year. Such a stupid name. You go pigs. That's like 7 pigs, and you just think, imagine if that's your favourite band, and you're just like, what's your favourite band? It's pigs.
Like, or would you say like pigs to the power of 7 or something?
Yeah.
Like,
just thinking like, is that what the fans call them, or like, it's just a ridiculous name that. And
are they called 7 pigs and they just take the piss?
They just shouldn't be like where they are with the name like that. I don't think.
What was that one like? Ackroyd. It was like a band years ago.
But yeah, some stupid names out there. But yeah,
talking of Beeba Doobie, if you really like the Stone Roses, I reckon you'd love these.
Yeah,
like it's that like Manchester 90s sound, and I think all of the visuals go along with it from what I've seen. If you're into that Hacienda mad for it kind of thing, you'll be bang into this. And we've lost 2. We're on 2.
It's all the pigs. Yeah, Last Day on Earth. There's quite a few like themes of songs about last things on Earth at the moment, isn't there? Like,
Yeah.
Wolf Alice, Last Man on Earth. Jungle have released a new song called Keep Moving. I really like this.
I just love Jungle, you know.
Yeah.
I get everything right all the time.
I think I've been a bit of a Jungle snob up to now. I think I even like a bit Tory, but.
Do you know, like, I can't even remember what year it was now. They headlined a stage I was working on in Sound City. I don't even know, maybe 2012 or something.
Yeah.
And so I was doing monitors for that, I think. And they came and sound checked in the day, and I was like, "What the heck?" I've never listened to them before, and I think it was like just as they released "Busy Earning," which is like their biggest song, innit? And wow, whoa, and then I got told that like they'd got into a bit of trouble because all of their like artwork and everything was all like black kids from like Brooklyn and like all that kind of 1970s artwork and stuff, you know. And then like it's just two ginger kids from Cambridge come on stage and fill the stage with smoke, and like it doesn't really like marry up, and they kind of, I think they've gone into a little bit of heat for it by like kind of cultural appropriation, I think. And but I mean, I just think they're great. I think they're a really good band, and like as I say, I think for me they just get stuff right over and over and over again. The artwork looks good now, and the sounds are just great. It's like
so funky, isn't it?
It is funky, but it's funky. It's like it's not Bruno Mars funky.
No.
Where it's not like cheese funky. It's
indie funk. I don't know.
I don't even know. It's not even indie funk, because I would kind of put maybe even some of like Fickle Friends possibly in that bracket. It's more everything's dead intentional, and I really like that about it. Yeah.
So onto the good stuff.
The good stuff.
The exciting stuff. So I think it's been a decade, since we've been to a festival together. 2011 Glastonbury maybe was the last one.
Whoa, yeah.
I'm going this year to Kendal Calling.
Just loads of this.
And they released their sort of updated lineup today. Obviously, they had one in place for 2020. And the headliners for that were Supergrass, Stereophonics, Foals, and Primal Scream. And it's changed a little bit, hasn't it? And I made up with it. Well, put it up on the screen so you can have
look
a little
at that.
gander. Look at that production value.
EVs, lads.
So we'll start at the top and work our way down. Don't worry, we're not going to go through every artist, but yeah, Supergrass, absolutely made up. I think it's a bit of a dream, really, for us to be seeing Supergrass headline a festival. We've seen them loads, obviously, but like doing their own gigs. Never at a festival, and therefore never headlining a festival.
Do you know, so many times I've watched their Glastonbury set on the Pyramid stage.
Yeah.
And he's wearing like this mad white suit. And just like, it must have been really early 2000s.
Yeah.
I can't remember exactly when it is, but like I'm just so excited that I'm going to be in that crowd now. These are just a big tick for us, aren't they? These are like one of our formative bands.
Yeah, say probably they're the main ones that we wanted to stay on the lineup out of everyone, weren't they? And I'm so glad they did.
Yeah. They're just they're a formative band for us.
Yeah.
They're someone that has inspired us and given us so many fantastic memories over the years, and I just think they're great.
Yeah.
And we're gonna have a brilliant time.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's get back to it. Stereophonics.
A bit you da. Like they are a bit like they're a bit like, I'm not a massive fan of Stereophonics, but like if you tell me that I'm gonna get to go and watch the Stereophonics in a field, and like have that moment with like their big hits, and I'll just kind of be at the back and not maybe listen to the rest.
Yeah. Well,
Then I mean, don't be right. It's like the time we went to see Muse at Glastonbury.
Yeah.
In fact, in 2011, or was it 2010? That was 2010.
Yeah.
So like we went to see Muse, and neither of us were huge Muse fans at all. Afterwards, we were like, that was incredible. We were walking out the field and we were like, converted, brilliant. Like, Muse live is amazing, and I feel like Stereophonics live might give us the same thing. Like, where we're not massive fans, but they're set up so that you're gonna have a great time.
Yeah, and you know what? We've never seen them before as well. And
That's exactly.
And they've got some really great hits, which are like, probably more than we realise as well.
Oh yeah.
Obviously Dakota's the main one. Have a Nice Day. Yeah. And then they've got loads more on top of that as well. When they were
I really hope they play the Office theme tune.
Yeah.
My head will fall off if they play that.
Yeah, I mean, I think like because it was a sort of a toss up between going to this and the Neighbourhood Festival in Warrington.
Yeah.
And their headliners are Jerry Cinnamon, Catfish and the Bottlemen, and James.
Doesn't compare, does he?
Jerry and the Cinnamon. Jerry Cinnamon couldn't give a toss about like.
He needs to take the hat off.
Headlining, I'd hate to see that.
Yeah.
James.
They've got one song.
Rubbish.
They've got one song, and it's not that good. Everyone loves it. It's not that good. I'm telling you.
They're not a headline act for me, especially for like a mid-sized festival. Even like I'd say, just small festivals.
Yeah. How they're still going as well. Like their one track was late 90s, early 2000s, wasn't it?
Yeah. Catfish and the Bottlemen we love, but like I feel like we've done them to death a bit.
Yeah. Do you know what? I listened to the first album the other day, and I really enjoyed it. I had such a good time because you got me on vinyl, didn't you, for my birthday? And I put that on the other day. And I just had such a great time listening to it. And I was just thinking, should I put another one on? Yeah. And I thought, nah.
Don't get me wrong.
I think that's where I'm at with them. Like, nah, I'm all right.
Yeah.
You know, and as you say, if they're on,
if
they're on, then happy days, I'll go and see them. But I'm not like going out my way to see them. I've seen them like 7 times now or whatever.
Would we be that invested in them? Probably not. So for me, like Stereophonics ticks a box. Like that festival doesn't have. It's a band that we haven't seen, the veterans of like festival headline scene. They obviously know how to put a show on. And I'm excited for them, to be honest. I'd much rather see, as I say, Stereophonics than any of them headliners. But,
I reckon they'll blow our heads off, to be honest with you. I reckon we'll do a vlog or a story straight after the Stereophonics, and we'll go, and I'll be hammered and you'll be alright. And I'll be going, remember that live that we did?
But so they were the two that were on the original lineup from 2020, and then I said on the live yesterday that I'd love Primal Scream to be replaced, but I couldn't see it because they were a UK based artist, and like why wouldn't he play? And they've been announced for other festivals as well. I saw her in the morning, so I was like, they'll definitely be on it, won't they? They've got a couple of good songs, but like for a headliner,
they're not even that good. They're one of them bands where I just feel like they've scraped. It's one of them where, you know, like at the end of the pandemic, all of the like airlines were like, just be the last one standing.
Yeah.
And then you'll be all right.
Yeah.
Just get rid of everyone and be the last. Still be a company. Still be a company, and like you'll be fine because you'll literally have all of the business afterwards. Yeah. Primal Scream.
Yeah.
They're just gone. We'll just crack on. Yeah. And then whenever all of the other bands of our age have like not stopped, then we'll still be getting booked.
Yeah.
Bucket hats. I just feel like they're just keeping the bucket hat industry alive.
So for me, the Streets is so much better than a Primal Scream.
Yeah.
Or even a Foals. So I think the Streets will replace Foals.
I'm so excited to see the Streets in it.
Yeah, such a smart move that.
I think the Streets are so underrated as a British band, and they're left out of so many conversations about British music and British music scene and British culture, even because, you know, Arctic Monkeys, you look at them and everyone goes, oh, it's social commentary in the early days and blah, blah. Listen to the first Streets record. It is just living in London in that time.
Yeah.
That's all it is, and it's incredible.
Yeah,
you know, you might not love like spoken word music, you might not love kind of rap or MC or anything like that, but the content of that record, Mike Skinner is a class frontman as well.
Yeah.
Like, I'm so excited to see him as a frontman on a stage.
Yeah.
And like, they play as a band and everything, don't they? So there's more to it, and there's like, I'm really, really excited. They're just one of them where I feel like, I mean, when they play Your Fit, but it's just gonna go off so much. But they've got so many class tunes. Again, I reckon you don't realise how many class tunes they've got.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, like Foles are...
I would have loved to have seen Foles.
They're a great band, but I just don't think they've got the headline clout that the Streets have in terms of like the amount.
It's like an arty headline, isn't it?
Yeah. I would have enjoyed it, but like I know I'm going to enjoy the Streets so much better, so much more. And yeah, Dizzy Rascal.
It's gonna be banging.
Yeah,
I'm so excited for Dizzy Rascal.
So he's the Thursday headliner, and he's going to be replacing Primal Scream. So we couldn't have asked for
Thursday.
For much better, yeah.
The third day or
Thursday, yeah. So like Thursday's like a bolt-on day,
right?
Which we've got the tickets for as well. But it's not a full day. It's like a gig in the night, if you know what I mean. Like three supports and a headline sort of thing. So
this is gonna be outrageous.
Yeah.
Dizzy Rascal, mate, I am so into.
Yeah.
Like, I remember going to a party, I don't know, it was in Grand Central in Liverpool, and someone punched a light fitting off the wall. Two bonkers, got an electric shock, and like flew across the room. And it was bonkers. And like, that song has got so many great memories for me. And like, I'm so excited. And like, Dizzy Rascal's first record, you bought it.
Corner, yeah,
you bought it, and we listened to that record so much, didn't we?
It was brilliant.
And like, it's not our kind of music at all, but it just had an atmosphere, didn't it? And it had like a
just hit a chord with a lot of people during that time, didn't it?
It was so cool, and I'm really excited to see him. He was on Stand Up to Cancer Bake Off the other day, and he was class. He was so funny, and it just really like put me back, put him back in my mind's eye a little bit again.
I've only ever seen him at festivals as well, and he's such a good festival act.
I can't remember if I've ever seen him. Did he play one of the Glastonburys that we went to?
Yeah, I think one of them. Yeah, he played
Did he play before Blair? Not Blair. He played before Gorillaz, maybe.
Possibly.
2010.
Yeah, I think he might have.
I think he did, and it was amazing.
Yeah. So Dizzy Rascal, yeah. And yeah, last time I saw him was Bennett Cassim. He like headlined like the second stage, I think, in 2012. Can't believe how long that was ago now. So yeah, excited to see him.
I'm so excited to go to a festival. I know. Like, I don't like. This isn't like a coronavirus thing. This isn't like a being locked up for a year thing. This is just, as you said before, we haven't been to a festival together. I haven't. That was the last festival I went to.
Was it?
Yeah. And so. What's that last festival? Maybe I've been to a few like tiny boutique ones, but like that was the last proper festival I went to, and I'm just so excited to have that time again. You know.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah, really, really exciting times. What are we up to?
Craig David presents TS5.
Do you know what? I watched this at Fusion Festival in Liverpool a couple of years ago, and it's just him with the DJ deck, and it's a bit crap.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like,
it's a bit crap, and it's fine.
Yeah.
Because I'm not gonna be watching it.
Yeah.
I don't know when he's gonna be on.
I do sort of feel like, you know, if you're playing a festival, play with a live band, and if you're booking for a festival, don't book people who are singing along to DJ decks, like for a main stage act.
He pulls in a crowd, and
but he's got like both. He's got like a live element, and he's got this TS5 element.
It's cheap, though, isn't it? Yeah, and like because he doesn't live here anymore. He lives in like Ibiza or something mad like that, and
it is quite an Ibiza thing, isn't it? This TS5 like thing.
It massively is, because he played, and you know, like the worst thing in the world. You know, it's my like one of my pet peeves. I know I'm quite an easygoing guy sometimes, most of the time. Lol. Not. But when people are DJing in the car or whatever, and you play 20 seconds of a song and then skip, or 30 seconds of the next song and then skip, does my head in. Play the whole song. Pick a song that you really want to listen to. Even if I don't want to listen to it, if you play the whole thing, happy days. Stop skipping songs. And listening to Craig David TS5 is like, it's just that for me.
He probably sings a few of his hits.
He literally plays right. So he presses play on the DJ decks, sings along to a CD essentially, a few lyrics, and then skips it to the next one. It's just like.
Not sure I'll go.
Craig, mate.
See that.
Just sing the whole song for us if you're gonna, It's essentially TikTok in a festival act. And it does my head in. That's all I've got to say on the matter. To all of the 2 people that are watching. Nice one, by the way. It is great. It is great, yeah. We've kind of had a steady 2 or 3 over the whole thing. Nice one, well in.
Blossoms. I mean, this is going to be sensational, isn't it? Seeing Blossoms at a festival.
I mean, I would say these 2,
and
Blossoms and the Kooks, is just huge, huge. Yeah. Because the Kooks are definitely one of them acts that you will know every song that they play. And I know they've had a few albums possibly that aren't the most renowned ones.
But I think they know that, and I think
they just love it. They just want to play. Yeah.
They know what the hits are.
They've all got their own little side projects where they do artsy and blah 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 blah. Go and do the Kooks, play all the hits, get a paycheck, happy days. And it's great. It's great for people like me and you who grew up on it.
It's such a festival act, isn't it?
Yeah.
And Blossoms we absolutely love. We adored their last album.
I think I've adored every album they've done.
Well, we managed to see them. That was like one of the last gigs we went to before lockdown, wasn't it? So we were lucky enough to see that album live on one of their sort of like warm-up gigs. And really good. I can't wait to see it again.
You know, one thing we're going to do is hopefully we're going to do some vlogs from Kendal Calling, aren't we? And I mean, I don't know how we're going to do this, and I know this is ridiculous. Maybe we should just upload one every day, like while we're there.
4G.
On 4G, yeah.
Why not?
Because you can nowadays. It'll be a laugh. But yeah, we want to kind of bring you along and have some vlog content for you. We're going to do the same as Sound City, aren't we?
Yeah, we're going to try and hopefully line up a few interviews at Sound City as well.
I don't know how we're going to do it, but we're going to do it.
I'm sure we'll.
We've got it in our minds, so it's going to happen. That's the thing with us.
Some fingers and pies, haven't
we? Blossoms, Kooks, fantastic. DMAs, never really listened.
Yeah, this is one I was surprised at. I said on the live stream that because they're Australian based, I just thought it would be no for them. I don't know what the travel restrictions would be by then, but
the thing is, 21st of June, no restrictions is what he said.
But is that travel as well, or is
it
just
I think so.
Because they're still saying about £5,000 fine for going on a holiday over the summer and stuff.
But well, if it's for work, possibly that's a different story, isn't it?
Maybe they'll just have to quarantine. If they're doing like a run of festivals, they might have to quarantine for a week before they.
Well, maybe you wouldn't have to quarantine. You just have to state that it's for work.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And I suppose they could use. As I say, I don't know where they've been based over lockdown, but I'm fairly sure
they weren't. Yeah. I'm gonna stay. We might be playing Kendal Calling in a few months. We'll stay here, pay for an Airbnb for 12 months. I mean that whole top row, I think, is a bit for me. For me, it's like a top row that I couldn't give a shit about.
Yeah, Bill Bailey needs to get lost now, doesn't he?
I mean, do you know what? He's cashing in on the Strictly thing. Fair play to him.
But he played Glastonbury.
What's the load of weight? And
he played Glastonbury the first time I went. I mean, that 2005.
There's not much more you can say, is there? Do you know what I mean?
But yeah, DMA's all right. Sort of a bit of a Oasis light, aren't they?
Oh, they have not listened.
Frank Turner.
Crap.
Yeah, I don't know what duo means. Does that just mean he's got like him and then like a keyboardist or something?
Oh, it sounds awful, doesn't it? If there's one thing worse than Frank Turner, it's Frank Turner acoustically.
Tom Grennan, I'd go and see.
I would, but I don't know
Depending
if
on
I'd
the
enjoy
record,
it.
yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I
Like,
think he's got more hits than you realise. Like on
I
that
know,
first album.
do you know, right? I just don't like his voice.
Mm.
It's one of them. It grates on me a little bit. And this is incredible. People are going to hate me for this. Sam Smith, hate his voice.
Yeah, I do too.
Can't stand it.
Yeah.
Nation sweetheart, don't care. So, you know, hate their voice.
Pale Waves. I'd go and see them.
I am. Do you know what? I'd go and see them because my mate does a sound for them.
Yeah. See him.
It'd be nice to see Lee.
Yeah.
However, I don't think I'd enjoy them. I don't enjoy their music. It's like I've listened to the 1974. Do you know what? These are the 1974, aren't they? They're just not quite the 1975.
Yeah,
that's exactly it. That was a slip of the tongue, but that's my opinion on them. And
it all
I
depends.
just don't understand why everyone just wants to be them.
I know. It depends who's on at the same time. As Pale Waves, but if they're sort of like on their own and no one of interest else is on, I'll go and see them. I think they'll probably be bumped up to the main stage this time because when I went last, they played quite late on like the in the tent in the second stage.
I just don't see how they've got like festival tracks.
Yeah,
all of them sound the same to me a little bit. Do you know what I mean?
Mainly the first album, isn't it? Which is second album's a bit of a flop, I think.
Yeah. I like really even the 1975 don't want to sound like the 1975 anymore. Yeah. Like if you listen to their last record, it wasn't like they've even moved on, and I feel like the rest of the music industry's gone like the rest of like a certain part of the music industry have just gone 1975 we need to sound like that. Yeah. And you're like wow, just give me something new.
Yeah, it annoys me how tribal like the fans of 1975 are as well. Like they can never write a bad song. Like there's no band which can write a good song. Every song they write, they've got bad songs.
Yeah,
just admit it.
And like, don't be wrong. If I was at a festival and they started playing that Chocolate, I'd sing along and it'd be great. But every other one, I just feel like I don't know. It's the whole thing just feels really plastic to me. Yeah. And I know people buy into that and people really love that kind of thing. I personally, I just don't. I need a little bit more. I need a little bit more the Magic Gang in it. Yeah. Where it makes sense and it stands on its own 2 feet, if you know what I mean. I just feel like as an example, if the 1975, and I know we're talking about them and they're not playing, but it's a point that I want to make. If the 1970, if all 3 other members other than that Matt Heafy, Matt Heafy was Trivium's lead singer, wasn't he? So if all 3 of the drummer, the guitarist, and the bassist all pissed off, then they'd sound exactly the same. Yeah. Whereas if the Magic Gang had members changing, they'd sound totally different.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Do you know? So that I feel like that's like the thing where I'm like, it's just him though, innit?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
It's like Coldplay.
May as well be.
May as well just be called whatever his name is. I forget.
Yeah, Matt Healy.
Chris
Martin.
Martin, yeah. Like may as well just call it that because that's what it is.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting. I know we're a bit off topic here, but the story that came out recently. Fabulous show, thank you, Dad.
Great, Dad.
Put it in the chat though. Come on. What was I saying? I've forgotten. Oh yeah. So years and years of basically Ollie Alexander is like continuing years and years as a solo project, but still being called years and years. So I thought it would have made more sense to just call himself Ollie Alexander. And
I know. I see in that situation, it might sound different moving forward, and that's fine. But and I feel like it's because he's built up that brand and he's built up the name, and I love, years and years stand for something, and they're great. I don't like it, but crack on, lads. Do you know what I mean? I just feel it's one of them where I'm just like, if it then sounds exactly the same, then it's like the 1975, innit? You know.
Yeah.
Creatively, I just feel that they're stifling the music industry a little bit.
Yeah.
Like there's so many unsigned bands just want to sound like them, don't they?
Saturated, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like forced at you.
Yeah.
And if you don't like it, there's something wrong with you.
Yeah,
whoa!
definitely. I know.
I'm getting angry, so let's move on.
For Sundara Karma, I can't wait for these.
We saw them. Who did he support? There's Wombat.
Possibly, yeah. Yeah, I think it was. Yeah.
Oh, they were so good.
Yeah.
And they were like, they just released that.
The big one. Yeah, I don't know the names of the songs, but like I know they're good.
It'll come to me, but yeah, that one they just released it, and it was so good, wasn't it? And like the rest of the set was great.
Yeah,
they were a little bit more. I feel like they've gone a little bit more like psyche, a little bit more experimental since then. But excited, gonna be good.
Thursday,
do you know what?
As well.
I feel like all of the black ones there. It's genuinely going to be quite difficult if some of them are going to be playing at the same time.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, Slow Readers Club never really listened. I don't think.
Yeah, they're very like Manchester. Kendal Calling are like their offices are in Manchester. They're probably like from Manchester, and the Slow Readers Club are like that quintessential like independent band from Manchester who are just like are big in Manchester and not really anywhere else.
Oh, okay.
So they play like the Manchester Apollo and stuff in Manchester.
Fair play. A little bit Red Rum. Probably.
Yeah. So I've never really been that attracted towards them, but yeah, I'm up for checking. I think they're a bit like synthy, like Joy Division type stuff. Yeah, a bit like dark type synthy stuff, like White Lies or something.
Oh, right,
yeah. So yeah, I mean, worth checking out. The Sherlocks, all right.
As I say, like there's a few here that I feel like once you've got through some of them, you know, there's in the black part. There's like I would say the Lathams, Magic Gang, the Snuts, the Ratings, the Lottery Winners. That whole bit, I'm like, yes, get in all of them. Mysteries, I want to see them as their new lineup. Yeah. Lancashire Hot Pots, wow, that's a blast from the past, isn't it?
They're they're
kind of like a comedy act.
Every festival's got like their sort of like go-to act which they book every year, and this is Kendal Calling's one.
Right, okay.
Yeah. So it's like the staple. They always play without fail, but yeah.
Chippy Tea.
Yeah. We supported them in Southport once, didn't we? In this mad pub, and they were really. I
Such
enjoyed
a good
it
gig,
then. Yeah. I mean, it's a bit of a checkered past, unfortunately, from like some of their former members now, but you know,
we'll pass over that really, really quickly. Do you know what? Craig Charles, I saw at. Where was it? Me and Emma went. We went to Lewis Capaldi in the park, in Childwall Park. Or it wasn't Childwall, it was somewhere. It was a park in Liverpool that we went to, and it was great. But Craig Charles supported him, and it was great.
Yeah, he's cool.
It was so good. It was just like
all soul
stuff, because he's got a BBC Radio Music show on a Saturday where he just plays pure soul. Yes, Tom Miller, good
on
vibes.
YouTube as well, nice one.
Yeah, and do you know what? I was just about to get on to James Holt. He's a local lad, isn't he? I think.
Yeah.
Really.
Well, he's from Manchester as well.
Oh, is he? Oh, right, okay. So we played with him in 81 Renshaw Street in Liverpool, didn't we?
Yeah.
He was on the same bill as us, and he was one that, like, it's hard when you see just person get like singer-songwriters. It's dead hard, isn't it? To cut through the noise, especially at a gig when everyone's chatting and blah 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 blah. This guy, everywhere, he had the room in the palm of his hand, didn't he?
Yeah.
It was really interesting, different sound. Reminded me a little bit of Eugene McGuinness.
Yeah.
In the early days, you know, like he's got a look, he's got sound, and it's all that kind of almost retro, 1960s sort of vibe, isn't it? But yeah, really good. Set of songs as well. James Holt,
really nice guy as well.
Really lovely fella. Yeah. I'm excited to see him on a massive stage in a festival. That'd be great. There's a few Yadar shouts in here, like
Scouting for Girls Can Get Lost.
Scouting for Girls, Elvana, the Elvis fronted Nirvana act. How they've snuck on is beyond me, but fair play to them.
Yeah. You know what? They're probably good festival acts. We're just a bit snobbish about them, but you know, I can see why Scouting for Girls will go off at a festival like.
I also don't want to hear like that.
You're so lovely.
Yeah, you're so lovely. Piss off.
Have you seen that Lines before with the two eyes?
Lines.
I'm sure they were a band that you used to like. Or am I thinking of someone else?
I think you might be talking about Straight Lines, who is
that is right.
Tom Jenkins. But yeah, if you haven't listened to Tom Jenkins, by the way, you should. He's great, and I think he's got some new music coming out soon, so we might even get him on the pod. Ali, you're completely wrong, mate. Craig David is absolutely woeful.
He isn't.
As TS5, as TS5,
as a live band, he's brilliant.
Do you know what? My first gig was Craig David.
Yeah,
Summer Pops.
I talked about that last night. Yeah.
In Liverpool,
Before
and it was in the Albert Dock.
It was like where the Echo Arena is now, the King's Dock.
That was
it.
Used to
put like a seated arena, like a temporary seated arena up in like the month of August or July, didn't he?
Yeah, and you go and see like Atomic Kitten,
Michael
Craig David, all of them kind of acts. Good times.
Oh yeah, he was brilliant.
Yeah,
Craig David.
Do you know of any of the is it this bit at the bottom? Is this all dance acts?
Yeah, Faceless DJ set.
That's the one that stands out, really, isn't it?
Surprised they're not first.
Nice of Eden Hazard to be. Yeah, I don't know any of them.
No.
Tim Peaks, is that
Tim
the fella who went to space?
Yeah. But that's actually the name of a stage in Kendal Calling, Tim Peaks Diner. Obviously named after him.
Astronaut / DJ.
But
his tunes are out of this world. That was really bad.
Had, like the secret set, which I was talking about last night, or earlier this morning. Like the Libertines played in there. Like, it's like a 100 capacity, like coffee hut, if you like.
Sick.
But they have secret sets in there that Tim Burgess
Oh,
curates it.
Oh, it's going to be good then.
Yeah.
Do you know what? Tim Burgess needs like some kind of recognition.
Yeah, they had that at Sound City as well, at Tim Peaks Diner, didn't they? When it was at Bramley-Moore Dock. He used to do a few festivals, but yeah.
He needs his services to the music industry this year has gone well above and beyond.
Yeah, unbelievable. Yeah.
What he's done for the music industry, if you don't know, Tim Burgess done the Twitter listening parties. Tim's Twitter listening parties, and in lockdown, genuinely, some of them were a real like mood changer, and like they changed like the Zootons one, first Zootons record. You know, they just have everyone talking about it on Twitter at the same time, essentially, and you listen to it collectively. You feel like you're listening to a record with people, and it's lovely.
Yeah.
He needs some kind of recognition. I don't know what the recognition is because
maybe like OBE, is it?
Yeah, Nighthoods are a bit crap, aren't they? And you know,
but he's so dedicated to it as well.
Yeah,
like
he's still doing them.
Like
you know,
3 a night, and he's there for every one of them.
He's amazing.
Yeah.
He's so good. I'm not a huge fan of his band, but like,
It's obviously got like a.
It's just lovely to see someone so passionate about music, isn't it?
Definitely, yeah. Such a champion of like up and coming artists
as
well.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Ali says, "Who do you know that came back from Bo Selector?"
Scary Spice.
There you go.
That's the answer, isn't it?
It did, genuinely.
Christina Aguilera
Did ruin his career. Though. Lorraine Kelly.
Yeah.
Lorraine.
Bo Selector was class. As like a teenage boy, Bo Selector was brilliant.
I don't think Lorraine Kelly's career got ruined from that, really, but Trisha probably got battered on it.
Do that. No. I think if you watch that one now, he's probably quite not good.
Yeah. Craig Phillips, is that his name? The Big Brother guy.
Yeah.
Growler. What a good show, but it's very like I don't think it'll be broadcast now, could it? Like
No,
days,
definitely not. No.
The masks are unbelievable. I remember like looking on eBay for one of them. I'm sure I'd imagine Ali would probably have done the same thing, to be honest. Like for like a Halloween costume or something, and they were like £3,000, for like the official like the mask.
Jesus, I keep looking at that, and that's making me think. Yeah. I'm just really excited to go to Kendal Calling. Like,
Yeah,
I'm so hopeful that it's actually going to happen as well.
Yeah.
I'm so bought into the fact that it's going to happen now.
And this is like the first wave of an acts announced as well, isn't it? So hopefully it's only going to get better.
Is there anyone that you really want to be on there? In like a second wave of act?
Declan McKenna, I'd like to see on the Cribs.
Oh wow, yeah. Mr. Jets would be great for me. Mr. Jets and classic Kooks and Smuds. Mr. Jets and do you know what would be great? Load a few more like Liverpool based acts. So like Zuzu, Natalie McCool would be great to see. Just a few more from around here. And
I'd imagine like the second wave will be more like of the up and coming scene.
Yeah.
So they
that's the kind of bit that I want.
Yeah, and
because
they've got a really strong bit of up and coming thing in Kendal Calling. When I went to, I discovered loads.
Did Andy go last year? And every time we say like
Green Man, he went to.
Green Man, it wasn't it? Yeah. Yeah. I feel like every time I bring up an act, he's like, "Yeah, I saw them at Green Man."
Yeah.
I'm like, Green Man's act, like roster's must be outrageous, But I'm hoping that the ones that come through in the next few waves of announcements, up and coming acts that a little bit like the Vivo Discover thing that we were discussing before.
Yeah.
That are ones that we go, right, you guys need to listen to this and we get excited about like the new bands coming through. That's one of the reasons why I love doing this podcast, because I genuinely feel like I've got my finger on the pulse again.
Yeah.
It's been far too long where I've felt distance from new music, and like we used to have it's such an identity thing, wasn't it, for us, where we're like we knew all of the new bands coming through and everything, and even like the different levels and everything, and you'd see someone break through, and I genuinely feel like I've got my finger on the pulse again. That's the only way of describing it. It's nice to feel that again. I think.
Yeah, it is. It's not great for the wallets, because like every gig that's announced now, we want to get tickets to.
I feel like that's the pendulum swinging back the other way, because as I say, we've been locked in the room in the house for a year now. So any gigs that do get announced, it's just. I mean, I was thinking before as well, like when we were talking about the Inhaler gig, I was like, I'm just gonna buy tickets, and if I'm double booked on that day, I'm sure I'll be able to sell them or give them away or something, because it'd be great even to use like this if we get kind of people that want to go to gigs and stuff and everything, like on this channel, that like if we are double booked or whatever, we can give away tickets, or maybe we will do ticket giveaways in the future. That'd be great, wouldn't it? Just thinking out loud live, so it means we have to do it now. I've really enjoyed this one. It was a bit mad before, wasn't it?
Yeah,
I lost my head big time. I didn't know what was happening. Essentially, to fill you in, the audio just didn't work. I
couldn't figure out why at all.
Yeah, for like an hour.
There was no rhyme or reason to it.
There really wasn't. So yeah, that was a laugh.
Hope the audio's been sort of alright. I mean, it's a decent microphone, but it's sort of pointed there instead of at our mouths. So
next week it'll be better, won't it?
Yeah, we'll have it sorted. I'm sure I'll probably go to Tesco at 4 a.m. and buy some mad, some crazy interface or something.
But yeah, it's been. Do you know what? I was so not in the mood after 40 minutes of trying to figure out audio on a stream, and then we click play, and I'm like, I'm in.
Yeah,
it just changes my mood straight away. It's such a lovely thing to do, isn't it?
Thank you, Ali. Sounds great, apparently.
Oh, nice one, Al.
Thank you.
He's got a bad house.
And I enjoyed your late night live last night. You did the live till like 1 a.m.
Oh, sick.
And I couldn't sleep, so I was tuned into that. It was good. It's nice to have some company. It felt like I had company when, like, you know, I sort of couldn't get to sleep and sort of like felt a bit lonely. So yeah, it was good.
Yeah. Do you know what? I love these live streams because it's not edited. I feel like sometimes when I don't know, leave us a comment and let us know, but sometimes we can get away with a little bit more on the podcast because we can say like, oh, hang on, I'm just going to redo that bit.
Yeah.
And then we start again, you know.
It's good training for the podcast, really.
That's what I love about this, because I feel like genuinely since we've been doing the Instagram lives, we are getting better at doing the proper podcast. Like, you're the one that edits it, so is there less edits now?
Yeah.
I feel like the first one was like... But again, it's a big learning curve, isn't it? And we're just learning as we go, and I think we've peaked at 6 viewers there. And we're back down to 3.
We never got to 0, which is... I'm happy with that, even if we did, we've had a good time.
Yeah, we've had a really good time. What time is it, actually? Half 9. Wow.
It's a late one for us.
Wow, yeah.
But we started at 8. So,
is there anything else you'd like to chat about? I'm just enjoying myself here.
Yeah. Put me on the spot a bit there.
I know, yeah.
Talking about Dizzy Rascal, actually, I suppose on... I was watching a YouTube video, True Geordie. He was like getting interviewed rather than being interviewed, and he was asked like what was his worst guest on in the podcast, and he said Dizzy Rascal, which disappointed me a little bit.
Yeah.
He just said like he just wasn't.
Do you know what? I think the thing that works about Dizzy Rascal is that he just exists in his own world.
Yeah.
And like, if you try and get him into your world, it's not going to work. Like on that Stand Up to Cancer Bake Off thing, genuinely, they went, "Have you ever watched Bake Off?"
Yeah.
And he went, "Nah."
Whoa!
What? And then he went, "Have you ever baked anything?" And he went, "Nah."
Yeah.
He's like a 40-year-old fella.
He is. Yeah.
Get a grip. Bake something, lad. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. But yeah, genuinely, I can't wait to go to this festival. Hopefully the weather's alright, but even if it isn't, I'm sure we'll have a good time.
Do you know what? Even better if it isn't.
Yeah.
Proper Fezzy experience.
Yeah, and like I've been once and a couple of years ago, and it's hard to know what to expect from like Kendal Calling because Glastonbury it was like sort of our bread and butter, wasn't it? We'd been so many times, and it was such a big site. Just to give you some sort of idea of how big it is, it takes 25,000 people to actually build Glastonbury, like the stages and everything. And Kendal Calling's capacity is 35,000. So.
Oh wow! I remember we went to Glastonbury one year. I think it was 2010.
Yeah.
And it was so hot that year.
Yeah.
Waking up in a tent every morning was just. Oh, it was so. I mean, it wasn't bad like now. It was at the time, but like when I look back now, I'm like,
to throw yourself out the tent, didn't you?
You just had to like at 5 a.m. hit, and you had to just open the door of the tent. Everyone was just sleeping with the doors open, weren't they? And it was just a wonderful, wonderful week. But you might not know at Glastonbury, you actually get there on the Wednesday morning. So we left Tuesday night, and you get there Wednesday morning. But none of the music starts until Friday morning. So you've got 2 days to get settled, haven't you? Me and you tried to walk around the festival, and we got around half of it in a day. Yeah. It is ginormous. Yeah. And it just carries on going.
Yeah. So the good thing about this is, like, obviously at Glastonbury, you've got no choice but to pick and choose. You've got to like drop some acts because you're gonna miss them. You can't walk between stages. If you're going from the park to the pyramid, that's
45-minute walk. I remember walking for 45 minutes and catching. So I think, like, We Are Scientists played on the park stage, and then so I watched 2 songs of them, and then left and walked for 45 minutes and caught like the last song of another act that I really wanted to see. So like it gives you an idea of
Stevie Wonder.
Oh, Stevie Wonder. Yeah. That was 2010, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was brilliant. Yeah.
That's a
that
real
was,
like treasured memory for me. That
but yeah,
fantastic.
The good thing about as I say, Kendal Calling, there's less of that. You don't really have to miss bands due to travelling between stages, just if they clash. So like,
yeah, I'm really excited for this because, as I say, the last Fezzy I went to was Glasgow, so that was you just get that, like, it's just vast, isn't it? And
it's just a really good atmosphere, like in the campsites and everything. The food's better, like there's more gourmet.
The last festival I went to was Download.
Yeah, I thought you'd been to Download actually. Yeah. That's still a fairly big one, but not nowhere near as big as.
I feel like that's another one where like you don't need to miss people.
Yeah, definitely.
It's all dead close.
Yeah. But yeah, they've got like a main stage, which is like the big outdoor one, obviously, and then the second stage is a tent. Similar to like John Peel size, maybe.
For tent, yeah. How good the tents at Fezzies. They're the best ones, I reckon.
Yeah, definitely. Then there's like another tent, which is a bit more like of a sort of rectangular tent, like a marquee type, a big marquee with sides.
Saw the Zootons in a tent. They headlined the tent at Wakestock in 2008 or 9, I think. And it
was a good festival, wasn't it?
Just one of the best, like, one of my best memories. I lost everyone. I was on my own. Yeah. And it was just amazing.
Yeah. I'm hoping they're going to be in there. They were on the last year's lineup.
I hope they get announced too, because when we saw them in the Olympia, it was class, wasn't it? That was one of the last ones we went to as well, wasn't it?
Yeah. And exclusive, I'm going to announce it here because no one's watching it. The Zootons are releasing a new album soon. So working with Nile Rodgers, who's producing the album, which is mad. So yeah, fingers crossed they'll be announced in the second wave. They heard it here first.
I think we got sued. I'd love it, Yeah. Imagine the publicity off that.
Get an hour and a half into a random live stream.
Yeah.
But yeah. And then they've got the Woodland stage, which is really good. That's like where the Lottery winners usually play. They'll be bumped up this year to the main stage for sure. Yeah. But it's like a really nice setting, and just a really good atmosphere. It's like sort of away from the main festival site a bit, and loads of like trees and stuff around. And it's more aimed at like up and coming artists. Like I'd imagine like someone like Natalie McCool would play that stage. So yeah.
I was just thinking then, what would you say is the thing about gigs that you didn't think you'd miss, but now that it's been taken away, you go, ooh, that bit.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Because I was just thinking the wait before the headline.
Yeah, I was about
to say. The wait before the headline and act is the worst thing about a gig.
Yeah, it is.
Worst thing about a gig, because it goes on for 45 minutes, doesn't it? And like, no matter how, I've been to thousands of gigs, right? And no matter how many gigs I go to, I'm always like, it'll be 9 o'clock. Yeah. They'll come on at 9 o'clock. And I know they're going to come on at 9:15. For some reason, I'm like, 9 o'clock. Yeah. And I kid myself that it's going to happen. And then I'm like, and you're getting closer and closer to people.
Yeah.
Like people
More people are going
past you, and you're getting, and someone throws something, way, and then, and you're just like, oh, God. And then you're at such a low point.
Yeah, it is. And you're really tired.
You're like knackered. You're in a dark room. Yeah. I'm nearly 30 now. So, like, you put me in a dark room and I get really, like, get really sleepy. So, no matter what, like, situation I'm in, Yeah. And I, like, yawning my head off, been in work all day, and you've just gone to a gig and you're like, oh, this is the worst. Act comes on, forget about it. Yeah, it's the weird. It's such a nuts thing, and I never thought I'd miss that part of a gig, and I really miss that part of a gig.
Yeah, that is the part, and like you do start to get excited when you hear like the bass drum getting checked and stuff like that, and the snare and all
the
that.
Torch, the torch is the best bit. Yeah. You feel like you know something that no one else knows. Yeah. When you see the roadie go with a torch from behind the stage.
Feel like first, like, everyone's saying they're not going to take it for granted again. We will.
Oh, absolutely.
Course,
yeah.
But like the first few gigs back, we're going to be like loving every minute of it.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, humans have got a massively short memory span. After COVID, like, things will go back to how they were quite quickly.
Yeah, definitely.
So we will all take things for granted quite quickly.
It's just human nature.
It is, yeah.
Hi, Kieran. By the way, good to see you.
Yeah. Oh, Kieran. I hope he comes up for the Wolf Alice gig. You know, that'd be sick. You know, so Kieran, like, he, you were in school with him, weren't you? And we grew up with him. He moved away, but we've kept in touch. And when he comes up for the game, it's just, he brings the best guys, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Like, his friends are just the best. He's the best. And, like, yeah.
That day that he came up was like the highlight of the last year for me. When we went to see the Premier League trophy at Anfield. It was such a good day.
Such a good day.
And I can't believe in my head that happened now.
Yeah.
Just how everything is now in lockdown.
Yeah.
I can't believe that happened in coronavirus times. We went out to get pizza, we had a drink together and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, it's mad to think that there was a time during this that we could do relatively normal stuff.
Oh, God, yeah. Yeah, that was a great day. You know, just, we were like kids, weren't we?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
And we're not even talking about music anymore. So it doesn't matter. This has gone into like a big existential conversation about life. Yeah, I'm enjoying it. I don't really kind of want to. I kind of need the toilet, but I don't care.
Yeah. Hold in.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
So
we're cracking on.
Have a go at your drone tomorrow as well. You know?
Big time, yeah. As I say, got ripped for owning a drone. By my better half. Whatever.
You just wait till the production quality on our vlogs just skyrocket.
We're gonna be doing a podcast, and you're gonna and it's slowly gonna pan in from 3 miles away. That's the podcast. It's us just talking, and then at the end of it, it's just us. It's just gonna end up at that window over there, and it's gonna be us. Oh yeah, I'm so excited to use it. You know, and I didn't think I'd be this excited. And there's loads of little bits about it that are like dead fun. You know, when stuff clicks into place, dead satisfying.
Yeah.
It's full of that.
Unlike the sound before.
Things just like are super satisfying. It's only little.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm
DJI seems to be like have the monopoly on drones a bit, don't they? Like, they seem to be just so expert at like making amazing, affordable drones.
Yeah, and I love that it's proper. Who cares?
Yeah.
If you've got us through this far, then fair play. We're talking about anything. I just love like the middle finger to the aviation authority, because I mean, like, I've bought this drone, and anything over 250 grams is you need a license to fly, and they made it 249 grams.
Mad.
I love it. I just love the audacity of it. Should we talk about a bit of music?
Yeah.
So we were talking before, weren't we, about like what we want to do with the channel.
Yeah.
What did you think about doing like a month-long video a day challenge? Don't have to do it, just chatting about it.
Well, I think we should. Now we've got this sort of technology that allows us to stream to like the 3 different platforms at once. Like, that could potentially, help us grow on every platform.
Yeah.
But why not? Like, just put it out on everything.
Yeah. Like, we could do a live stream every night.
Yeah. Or during the day if it's a weekend or something. Yeah. It doesn't have to be like a long form one like this.
No.
It can be like 15 minutes even or something.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I mean, I'm up for it. But yeah, it's an odd one, isn't it? Because, as I say, we want to start like hammering things onto YouTube.
Yeah.
Because YouTube is the place to be, and YouTube is the best one, as we've already discussed.
That's where you can get monetized. The best, basically, isn't it?
Well, to be quite frank, yeah. We're not doing this for the good of our health at the end of the day. In the very,
it'd be nice to like do it as like a sort of part-time job almost, wouldn't it?
Well, yeah.
Or like in your spare time.
Just a little bit of, you should see the amount of technology in here.
Yeah.
none of that was free.
Yeah.
If we can just get repaid for what we,
exactly,
if originally have outlaid, then drones aren't cheap.
Yeah. Panasonic GH5s aren't cheap with a Sigma 18 to 35 mm lens and a Peter McKinnon variable ND filter.
But yeah, right. I absolutely love doing these vlogs and the videos and now we've got a podcast studio. It just makes sense for us to do them all the time.
Definitely, yeah. It's so easy to.
And we'll get better at it.
Yeah.
We'll get better at like just chat and waffle. I'm excited.
Yeah. But yeah, I was going to ask you at some point, since we started out of the albums we've reviewed on the podcast, what's been the one that you've like listened to the most and like maybe still listen to today?
Ooh, that is a good question. The one that I have probably listened to the most, not by choice, is Miley Cyrus.
Same answer for me, and that is by choice.
Yeah. Maybe it is by choice actually. Yeah. There's a few tracks on there that are really, really good, and I think it stood it's arguably the one that stood the test of time out of all of them. I think we've got some episodes coming out soon, and I would say that there was one of them that I have absolutely, that I've lived with for about a year now. And I do listen to that one quite a lot, and that'll be coming out soon. But yeah, weirdly, I would say it's either. Did we review the Cribs? That was the first one, wasn't it? Yeah. Probably that one then. Okay. That I've chosen to listen to. But I would say the one that I have listened to the most is Miley Cyrus. Yeah.
Me too, and
it's a great record.
It's so good. It's every song on it is brilliant. I think even like at the time we reviewed it, we said maybe like it should have ended earlier or whatever. But like I just think it just works so well as a body of work now. It's maybe because you listen to it so much, it forms that opinion, forces you to think that. But it's just really digestible.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. And the thing is, I think that possibly we can slip into just going, yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
Because we don't want to be negative about music. That was one thing that we've discussed, wasn't it? Yeah. Like at the start of this, is that we don't want to be negative about music. Like if someone's put their heart and soul into making a thing, who are we to say it's rubbish? Yeah. So like you will notice that we don't really trash things. Don't get me wrong, it's unavoidable sometimes. Yeah. And I do crack on about the 1975 a fair bit. Some pale waves, yeah. But for the most part, if we don't like something, like Ben Howard thing, like we won't talk about it.
Yeah.
We'll try and talk about the good things that we liked about it, but then we'll move on and we'll kind of just say like, right, that's probably enough, and we'll allude to the fact that we don't massively like it, but we won't trash it, and we don't want to create that. We don't want to be like, oh, this is rubbish. We don't want to be that kind of like cynical music channel. We want to be more positive, that's something that is quite important to us, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
And I think it's something that there's been too much negativity in the world.
Yeah.
That, people want positive things, don't they? And people want positivity.
What about festivals as well? Like I was thinking, obviously it's turned into more of like a reaction to the Kendal Calling lineup, but I was thinking that before we knew this was happening today, that we could have talked about like festival memories and stuff. Is there like a set for you which really stands out as like maybe one that's gone down in history, or maybe just one that you like think that's the best festival set I've ever seen?
Wow, that is a question. Do you know what? 2010 Gorillaz was really good.
Yeah,
that one was really, really good. 2009 I watched Blair.
I'm so good to that. That was the 1 year I didn't go. I saw them at.
When I say I watched Blair, I watched the end of Blair. Yeah. So I watched the last half hour of Blair, but that's like the best half hour that they did.
Yeah.
Annoyingly, the people who I was with wanted to go and watch Black Eyed Peas. which
Got a
is
nightmare
possibly
then.
the biggest nightmare that I've ever had.
We've made up for it since in Blair gigs.
We have, yeah. And as I say, I got to watch like the bit where he's sat down and he's crying, and like that was really special. I feel like that was one of the ones where I can look back and think like that's something that you were at that is has possibly gone down in history. Other ones though, I'm not quite sure. Maybe, I mean, Stevie Wonder, like it's one of them where like gone down in history for me is like Stevie Wonder was just such a life goal, and like even Beyonce at Glastonbury.
Yeah,
I feel like Beyonce at Glastonbury started something at Glastonbury that has happened every year since.
Yeah,
that was like the first pop / I don't want to say urban. That's like not the right word anymore, is it? Like R&B, you know, like it was old bands, wasn't it? And then I feel like Beyonce played, and it was like, oh, we can put pop acts on.
Yeah.
And I feel like every year since then they've had like Stormzy and then again Jay-Z played, didn't he? And you went to see him.
That was going to be my answer, it was like that night in general for me is the answer that I'm going to go with. It was Amy Winehouse supporting main support, and then Jay-Z, and you could just feel it in the air, that like this anticipation, because no one like that had ever headlined Glastonbury before. He was the first like rap artist to really headline a festival, full stop, in England, a rock / pop festival. And
he came out and did Wonderwall, the worst anyone's ever sung Wonderwall.
Well, yeah, it was like the whole build up to it, the whole day. You could just feel it in the air, like that. You could just tell like something massive was going to happen.
I feel like that was the case when at the 40th anniversary when we did watch Stevie. Like, in 2009, I watched Bruce Springsteen. That was pretty good.
Yeah, that would have been good actually. Yeah.
That was really good. 2009 was a really good year.
One year it didn't go.
Yeah.
But Tea in the Park was good the same year. I went to Tea in the Park that year, and Blair, Killers.
2011 was a bit weird to feel.
Yeah, that was Beyonce year, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was just a weird festival. Do you know what? One of the best acts I've ever seen at Glastonbury was Scissor Sisters.
Yeah, they're really good actually.
Like now that I'm just trying to like rack my brains of like listening, like thinking of people that I've been to see, like genuinely, I think Scissor Sisters are one of the best live acts I've seen at Glastonbury, just purely from like a party stand.
Yeah,
and right, Mumford and Sons, 2000 and
12? No, 2000. That must have been
2011.
Yeah, the last
one. Wow.
Yeah, that felt like a real turning point as well, didn't it? Cause Kings of Leon was sort of, I suppose, at the same level when they headlined, but yeah, Mumford and Sons being English and like at that level as well.
And they weren't exactly headlining, were they? I think they were like main support.
They were headlining.
Were they? Other stage?
They're main. Or you talking?
No. This was like.
I went in 2013. That's
right. Okay. Yeah. So
Night
headline. So they played other stage main support on in 2011, I think. Or 2010. Maybe it was 2010. I feel like I was on my own. So maybe you'd gone and watched someone else, and I'd gone on my own.
I'd imagine I wouldn't have gone.
Yeah. Do you know what though? Class.
Yeah.
And like, I'm not a Mumford and Sons fan.
Yeah.
I would never class myself as that, and like almost the opposite. Amazing.
Yeah.
Really, really, and it's always the best ones are always the ones that like I feel like surprise you.
Yeah. To be fair, like I've never really been a Mumford and Sons fan, but that year they headlined the Pyramid Stage in 2013, it just felt joyous. Like because you could tell they were like, I can't believe we're headlining the Pyramid Stage.
Do you know what? The way he could hold, like, I don't know how many people, 30,000 people in a field in the palm of his hand with just an acoustic guitar. Like, I'll never forget that. It was really, really like something special to watch. And as I say, they're another one that you know more songs than you care to divulge, possibly. And they were just brilliant. I had a really, really good time watching them, and I've been to a few good. I saw Jack White at the Park stage. one year. The Park stage was always a good stage at Glasgow, innit?
Yeah.
NERD at Glasgow, that was good. 2009.
Didn't they get like booed? Well, not booed off.
They get booed off.
They got
so like because they've got two drummers.
Yeah.
They like the drum kits got mangled into like they got mixed up. So they had this guy's snare, but that guy's toms, and then his cymbals were all.
Right.
So they had spent like 15 minutes getting it all, and then they could only play 15 minminutes, and then they were like, "Well, we want to play more," and then it was just a complete mess. They just turned the sound off, because we were on in like the middle of the day.
Yeah.
2009, I think that was.
Yeah, that's another year.
That was odd though. It was really weird. But it was good at the same time.
Yeah.
You always love a bit of drama there. You know?
Yeah, definitely.
We watched We Are Scientists on the other stage one year, and the wind ruined it. But I could tell it was a really good set. Who else was like really good? I feel like Franz Ferdinand at the other stage was phenomenal.
Yeah, that was brilliant.
It was dead arty, and they'd gone a bit mad.
The light show was really good, wasn't
it? Yeah. And like that was a really good time. I reckon I had a great time watching them. But yeah, I'm just excited to have one of these conversations post Kendal Calling. Like we'll have another one of these vlogs where we just sit down and we go, "This was Kendal Calling," and then we'll just chat about it and hopefully have some video evidence to back it up.
Yeah.
I'm excited to get pissed off about stuff at gigs.
Yeah.
Like I'm excited to get like a bit angry about like the guy over there who's got a harmonica, or like, you know, just annoying things. I'm excited to get annoyed again.
People with like Paul Weller haircuts and stuff. And,
yeah. Full length leather jackets on and stuff. What are you doing?
Yeah. But yeah, I think we've gone long enough now.
We have, yeah.
We'll call it a day, but we've still got 2 views. It still hasn't dropped below 0, so thanks very much for everyone who's watched, everyone who's tuned in along the way. We've really enjoyed it. It's just something good to do on a Friday, isn't it? And
it's going to be interesting when we can do stuff, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
Way we can carry it on.
Yeah.
Or if we carry it on, it might become just weekly live, and we get it in whenever we
Once
can.
Every 2 weeks.
Yeah. But yeah, nice one. If you've commented and you've watched, and at any point, we've had a great time.
Yeah.
We always do, and it's always great to see you. And
go and check out our last episode as well. It came out on Monday. Interviewed Natalie McCool. Subscribe to us on YouTube.
I'm sure we've got a new episode coming out soon.
Yeah, that'll be good. We've got 2 more recorded, so I'll get working on them. And yeah, happy Friday. Have a good weekend. And we'll most likely see you next week, hopefully with a microphone each.